Welcome back. The Activated Podcast, 1/4 GDQ.
Woo! It's your boy Real Walter Ford.
Busy Balboa.
And it's your boy, Mac. We out here.
It was good, y'all. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Juneteenth. Happy Father's Day. Happy Pride Month. It's a lot going on.
That too, Pride Month. Let me leave that out.
Reopening week.
Yeah, reopening week.
Reopening week.
They
Florida
had ribbons
closed.
and everything out for that. Okay, they was cutting stuff. They
Hey
were,
man, I'm back working at the nightclub, bro, and these motherfuckers was quick to drop 3 bands on some liquor.
Wow.
You know,
It is going down.
Actually, my bad. That's how much the minimum was at my table was 3 bands, and my man's ended up spending 4. And then the dude across from me, the table across from me, he spent like 22 for his birthday.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. They had a great time.
That's right. He paid tuition, fam.
Hey, listen. I told Walter and Alex this last night. I was like, look, being back at the club made me was like, okay, like I felt good because we're slowly kind of like getting back to normal.
Yeah.
But I don't like how we just gonna act like last year didn't happen.
Yeah. It is interesting. It's an interesting concept.
It's weird.
I'll go outside tomorrow.
Like I'm happy, and I'm happy that we're starting to like get back to our normal lives and stuff like that, and everything's starting to like get back to somewhat normal. But I don't know how I feel about y'all motherfuckers. Just 2 days ago we couldn't do shit. Now y'all was eager to drop this 6 bands on this $30 bottle of alcohol. Like,
Yeah.
You licking it off this girl's booty.
Yeah.
In the club.
What club was that?
Are you sure you want the cheap champagne? That's what you want?
Champagne shower.
That's funny.
You want the COVID-19 shot. Literally.
You licking it off like, I got Pfizer?
Don't worry about me, baby. Moderna, all in here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I agree. Everyone had so many high ideas. Like they were gonna be so positive last year. Oh, next year I'm just gonna, take it easy. I'm gonna make sure I be with my family, and now they licking booties. Good job.
Yes,
everyone. Congrats.
Rachetta out there. Rachetta. No, but that is a testament to people getting vaccinated, It was like what? I forgot the exact number in California. It was 60 million.
Oh, last time I checked.
we only have 40 million.
It's 40 million. That's what I thought. My bad.
Yeah, last time I checked.
But the goal was like 60 million, I think you said, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
How can you vaccinate more people in the state?
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I think it's like in San Diego, I think it's like 75% of the eligible population is vaccinated or something like that.
Oh, damn. Okay, I believe that though, because there was a lot of traffic. So.
And like Vermont has or something like that. Vermont is like the first state to reach 80% of their eligible population.
Oh, Vermont said we ain't got time, huh?
Hey, Bernie was like, "Hey man, listen, I got y'all."
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
It's like
with all the propaganda, why not? If you get it vaccinated, you can get some free tacos, some ice cream, weed, get the lottery. Like hell.
Yeah, that's interesting. Can we speak on that? What do y'all think about that?
Over half the country's vaccinated.
Yeah, I know. I think it's interesting how they had to give like incentives. I just think that's so interesting because like they ain't got never had no incentives for that smallpox boy or that flu boy.
And it's crazy that only America is doing that because I'm in training class with this girl that's from Peru, and she's telling me how everyone over there in Peru are booking flights just to come here to get vaccinated because they don't really have any vaccines, and like it's very strict. They got to wear double mask and a face shield. Like, and I was I say, are you guys country like offering you guys, I don't know, maybe like some donuts or anything, like, because we're getting offered everything. Like, you know what I mean?
They giving niggas weed, fam. I forgot what state it is. They giving niggas weed. They're like, should you go ahead and get this shot, fam? You got a free eighth.
Like, they damn near about to start clearing people credit just to get this shit. Like, if you get a vaccine, all those negative derogatory marks on your credit history, we'll get rid of them.
Experian is your friend. I'm dead.
Experian TransUnion will wipe it clean. Like, that's next, I feel.
Hey, not gonna hold you. I might take that credit window.
I would take.
Yeah, that's how you really get people to go do it. That's what
credit or student loans.
You talking about wiping credit? Hey, hold on.
You talking about taking off them loans?
I'm gonna be in line. You said what about derogatory?
Yeah, exactly. Moderna, like, all right, Fannie, Sally Mae's on the phone.
Hey, you wipe those derogatory marks off my credit. Oh, we on even playing field now, buddy.
Right. Go ahead.
We on even playing field now. I got a clean credit. Hey,
I'm with it.
All right, watch. Y'all gonna think the way my credit score look, you gonna think it was my name was Thomas Anderson.
Not Anderson.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm cool on the donuts and the weed.
Mr. Anderson. Yep, that'd be me.
They will have to give me something like that, but the donuts and the weed and the lottery, like, that's no. I don't want any of
lottery.
You're doing
you had in the pandemic. Food, weed, and fucking some money.
Truth be told, though, truth be told, it's like I'm not surprised that they're doing that because that's the only way you're gonna like get results is for them to pander.
Well, no, I think also you have to combat all of the anti-vax swag too, though. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? There's so many people out here like, oh man, this vaccine, whoa. And I'm like, you got vaccine when you was like, you got your kids vaccinated to go to school, fam. Like it ain't. And then I was watching Tony Rock last night. He was like, people talking about like, I ain't getting that because I don't know what's in it. He was like, but you eat chitlins though. you don't know what's in them.
But see, the difference in when people say that is no one's forcing them to eat chitlins. It's almost like they're forcing you to get this shot, and that's the reason why people have such a problem with it, because you're not gonna force me. And it's like, I don't know. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Me, I just never wanted it. Yeah. I was like, I'd rather just go out here and just like I do with AIDS and everything else, keep protected. You feel me? Yeah. I know that AIDS is out here. I know HIV is out here. I know that all kind of stuff is out here, and
you just be safe and proceed as such. But we're in the least dangerous, group. So
yeah.
That was another thing for me. Yeah. It was like I have no underlying health issues. I'm young and all that kind of stuff. So I'm already at the bottom of the vaccination list to begin with. So by the time it even
you ain't essential, nigga.
Huh?
they'll give it to you.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, I am too. But no, yeah. I mean, that's the only reason why I didn't get it is because like by the time I'm able to get it now, it's just like.
But
I mean, I'm around people all day, every day. I pray to God and I eat my veggies.
Yeah, and it's crazy because of that. We had a super lit Juneteenth. So let's talk about that, G. Juneteenth in general.
Let's talk about Juneteenth.
And how they made it a national holiday instead of like doing anything that's really important or tangible.
Yeah. You saw the video I put up of H. Rap Brown, like how we get concessions, we equate concessions with actual progress. I love that video of him, and I felt like that was very important to post on yesterday, being that they made it like a federal holiday, because that's what happens all the time. Like, there's even another video of a Georgia governor, I forgot his name, but he was going back and forth with Jim Brown, who was a football player, and he's like, "Well, I've been the only governor in years that have Negroes in my office and all of that," and it's like. They try to throw little stuff like, well, I have Negroes here, or Negroes are allowed here, or we'll give you a little bit. Yeah, we'll give you guys a little bit. Like, we're talking to you guys, we're allowing you to come in. What's the big problem? And that's how I saw Juneteenth. Like, look, we gave you a holiday, Negroes. Like, what else do you want? We actually want you guys to like stop killing us. We need some things in place to protect us, not just whoop-de-doo. Because all I see is dashikis at Walmart now. And just a lot of like super culture vultures. That's what I see in the future. Like it's what we asked for versus what we got type of thing. But
we like, hey y'all, can y'all pass a bill so they can stop lynching people like George Floyd? And then they like put some kente cloths on and kneel at the
Happy Juneteenth.
Yeah,
I watch BT.
Use your hands. What you doing with you? Why you on your knee?
They
you
feel like in
Yo,
their
just
mind
like
they're making progress. In their mind they're making progress. Like, look, guys, for the first time today, I watched BT. What's going on? We're doing it.
Yeah, fam, it's wild. Yeah, it's wild.
I think it's a lot of pandering though. Like,
100%. It's crazy because they you know, a few Asian Americans got abused. Not saying that they didn't, you know, and it's very sad that happened to them. And not saying that they should take away their bill or nothing like that, but it didn't take nothing. You know, it was like, oh, this is happening this year. We're gonna handle this right now. And they're like, oh, we've been beating niggas, we killing niggas and lynching niggas for hundreds of years.
And the sad part about it is because I feel like the reason why it's like that for us is because like no one has to agree with us because they've taken everything from us. Like we have no land. They're not trading any tariffs with us. You know what I mean? Like there's no business involved. America and Asia, like you have to get along with Asia.
Well, yeah, China,
you have to.
Damn near.
Yeah, and Africa.
Yeah,
you feel me? So it's like, you know, you got to get along with those Asians because one thing about them, they're just like the Hispanics and everybody else. You do not do right by us, we're going to take our business back, period. Ain't no more made in China, bitch. You're going to be made in Guam or something. I don't know. But it ain't going to be made over here. You feel me? So
yeah, but I also think
it's like no negotiating.
Yeah, I also think it comes down to like also, you know, when you grow up in a certain low impoverished areas, you know what I'm saying? It's usually the businesses are owned by, you know, Asian Americans or people of Middle Eastern descent. It's usually not black people that own the businesses.
Very facts. Very big facts.
Yeah.
Everybody has an Indian store in the hood, you know, everybody got the Indian store or the beauty supply store, every hood, every single hood, no matter where you go, the Asians or the Indians, they're in the hood.
Exactly.
And everybody know them.
Yeah. Indians, most part, Indians got the gas stations.
Right. And the Asians got the beauty supply. And the nail salons.
And the nail salons and the eyebrows and all the other cosmetic beauty places.
Yeah. And what I was getting at though is saying that it was like it's almost like I mean, this is a theory or my idea of it. You know, obviously it's obviously not, this is opinion. But it's like a thing where almost like people in that, white people in that mindset or certain way of thinking, they look at Asians as like it's y'all more with us than them type of swag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
well, they're the model
and they want them to be like that.
What they were always called the model.
Say that one more time, Q.
In the 80s and stuff, they called them the model minority because they're
and then that's when the stigma, like they were smart.
They're more wealthy per capita than white people are. So they're the most wealthy demographic in America.
That makes sense. Yeah,
per capita. So per person, they have the most money.
And they bring a lot to, you know, the technology. They bring a lot to a lot. Like when it comes to just the business practices, these people are it. I mean, have you ever seen those videos of Japan and how the super mega malls and all the stuff that they have over there? Like, it's like they bring some type of, I guess, quality.
Well, we've done Asians wrong too. I mean, like
facts.
All the railroads
were
built by Asians, fam.
We put people in internment camps in World War II.
Yeah,
we rounded up all.
We bombed them. That one island with George W. Bush was a part of that. He survived. They bombed them like every day, trying to get rid of those two towers in the middle of the sea. And I was just watching that. Like, I didn't even know that he was a part of that, but the truth came out a couple of years ago about what they did to those Americans. And like, after you hear that shit, it's like, damn, y'all better leave them Asians the fuck alone.
Now, what was you saying real quick, too?
Everybody. No, they rounded up all the Japanese. They went to how?
For what? Can you
World
explain?
War II, because they were part of World War II and they had bombed Pearl Harbor and there was a big anti-Japanese sentiment. And then you don't even have to be Japanese, you just get rounded up in it because you're Asian. You know what I mean?
Right.
So and that's when that word Japs came out, when they started using that slang. You know, they always give, if they don't fuck with you, they got to give you some kind of word.
some type of word.
Yeah, you gotta give some type of word and shit. So yeah, that's they shit.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been done to multiple different cultures. That's why I was like, the whole critical race theory thing was like, how, even if you guys try to, even though they're not describing it the right way, but even if you try to get rid of the whole idea about talking about race and theory, how are you going to explain certain things? You know what I mean? That have,
you gotta you gotta work harder to go around it instead of just talking about it.
And you can't. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick, it's crazy how like they made Juneteenth a federal holiday while at the exact same time they trying to take away being able to explain slavery in school.
Yeah, like how the hell? What is Juneteenth if we can't even talk about, like, that is so dumb.
What is Juneteenth without slavery?
It's hilariously ironic. It just shows you how much bullshit it is, or how like it's like I'm gonna show you this. But behind it though is like what's really going on.
Well, they
take everything to make, it's all propaganda. Just like Cinco de Mayo, like a bunch of Hispanics that I know do not celebrate that. They don't even. That's not even a thing in Mexico.
Yeah,
that's only in America. They really only celebrate that in America.
Well, and then ask someone what it is, they'll say it's Mexican Independence Day, but it's not.
It's not.
That's insane.
I done had Mexicans tell me to my face that they were like, "Bitch, we don't celebrate that. We don't even know."
Also, Juneteenth is wild too because it's how they try to whitewash all this stuff.
Yeah,
and the date that they say that they're using whatever for Juneteenth, actually, slavery ended 2 years before that. They just didn't tell nobody.
Yeah, the people in the South
government was complicit.
People in the South refused. They refused to abide by this Abraham Lincoln bill or whatever. They refused. So you still had you had black people in California like calling back home like, "Hey, what's y'all going on?" "Oh, boss said I can't." You like, "Nigga, you're free. Come over here because I don't know what's going on down there."
They couldn't come to the phone.
They writing letters, but no. One of my Uber drivers, he literally described that his dad would talk to his siblings that were back in the South, and like they were like, still captivated. And he was like, "I'm walking down the street with 2 white women, and I'm talking to my siblings, and they're like so fucking fucked up still." It's like, bro, it's weird. It's like you're free over here, but down here you're not. So it explains a lot too.
It's the same. I mean, but it's always like that, though. It's like, how are we the United States, but like in one state, I can lock you up for 5 years for having a gram of weed. In another state, you can buy up to 10 pounds.
Facts.
And walk right by Officer Dan. And no problem.
And smoking in his face.
Yeah.
Well, that reason is to mess with black people and other people of color, because
pretty much.
We ain't
if
stupid,
you have a weed law, you can go up to them and say, "I smell weed," and then use that to do other things, which most drug laws, are racist.
Yes, exactly. Just like that stop and frisk shit they was doing for a minute.
But think about, what's crazy about this, about Juneteenth being a federal holiday, is that that bill, they put it like, you know what I mean?
4 days before?
No, a year before.
Oh.
It's been since George Floyd. It was because of the George Floyd stuff. You know what I mean? They're all freaking out about everything. They actually put that bill in a year ago.
Well, I mean, 4 days before.
Hey, you know what's funny?
Exactly.
You know what's funny is the person who I guess suggested it, I guess. I don't know what's the proper term or word.
Brought it to the floor.
Yeah, brought it to the floor. Yes, she's a Democrat, but her name is Karen. So a Karen.
It's a Karen Bass, huh? I think it's Bass. Yeah.
I forgot where she's from. I think it was like New Hampshire or something like that. But she's the one who suggested it, and I just thought that was so hilarious to me.
That is ironic as hell. I want to go see that movie, Karen, too. Just random thought. But
that critical race theory stuff is all on purpose. They're doing it they have to push that shit because they have nothing else right now. The Republicans and the Democrats, they like to use it too. They do it with the pride stuff with the corporations, and now they're raising the flag. They pander, but they don't do anything that will actually help people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Stuff. So in San Diego at the city, they raised the Juneteenth flag, but yet, I mean, the mayor doesn't really do anything to help the 6.1% black population in the city of San Diego. You know what I mean?
Shout out to my guy Shane Harris too, because Shane Harris is the reason they did this too. So he got them to do that. My bad for cutting you off.
No, that's all I have to really say is they just, and the critical race theory.
Can we talk about the critical race theory thing too? Because like we talked about that earlier, like how it's really became a whole misconstrued thing. And like you said, either side or either viewpoint, you have to have like an idea and grasp on it. That's kind of how like their world gets fed. You know what I'm saying? So like they got to grab on an idea and like.
Well, the Democrats do it to fundraise. They say, "Hey, yeah, I'm better than this person because, you know, I do this, or you know, I
do this with gay people. I do this.
Here's a picture of me with a flag. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's
I do this with women.
That's how they fundraise, is by saying I'm not the Republican. You know what I mean? And they like it. That's why, like, even with abortion, when abortion with the Supreme Court, what if they could let it, the Democrats could not give a fuck about it, and it like Roe versus Wade goes away, because that's how the Democrats fundraise. So they're going to go, oh my God, look at what they did to the Supreme Court. We need to change the Supreme Court.
Rally the troops.
You know what I mean? And so that's how they do it. And it's the same with critical race theory. They're not out there actually fighting it and saying, look, critical race theory is like an academic high level. You know what I mean? You don't learn about it until you're in law school. Like it's mostly a law class. It comes from critical.
Because what it examines like the law to show that white supremacy, white power, you know, those things exist within the law. That's what it's about. So it's not necessarily saying, hey, we're not going to talk about, slavery or anything like that. It's talking about what's already embedded within our whole nation. The statistics, you can't get rid of statistics. Numbers don't lie. So how are you going to just say, oh, we're not going to talk about it? It doesn't matter if you talk about it or not. It's already embedded within this system. You know what I mean?
Like, for example, I saw a statistic that said 19% of Black Americans have a negative income because of policies that the government and private industries did from their past generation. The government, the United States government, made Black people have a negative, like a negative net gross. Like, think about that. The government,
well, that's what critical race theory is too.
Like, we got you. We got. Don't even trip.
And that's what it says.
Negative.
No, that's just what it says. That's why it's funny, is because that's what it talks about, is that white supremacy is embedded in the law. And so by making laws banning it is proving what it's
proving about. The point, you idiots. Exactly. They're so stupid.
Oh my God.
Like, it's so stupid. It's like, bro, you can't get away from the institutional racism. I mean, look at the prisons, dude. Like, you're not going to be able to say, oh, we don't want to talk about it. We know there's a lot of Negroes in there, but we don't know what you're talking about.
Have you seen like the reasoning why people saying that it shouldn't exist or something? Like this one lady's like, my kids should not know what do you think their ancestors did, or she ain't saying ancestors. What happened back then, which is not now, because that wasn't me and that wasn't my grandmother.
Well, guess what, brother? If we don't talk about it, history will repeat itself, because that's what history does. If you don't put things in place.
They was talking about how it's gonna make white kids be depressed or something. There's like, or they're telling Black kids that they're worth less because there's a white kid or something. I'm like, how is explaining the truth, what actually happened, making kids feel like they less or something? It should empower a motherfucker, because they like, oh shit, it's not like this no more. It's just interesting to me how white people tell people what Black kids is finna feel like.
Yeah.
And then be like, be mad for Black people. Aren't you mad that they think that you're
Like the black guy that we were talking about, that he's like, oh, well, no white person stopped me from getting these 2 medical degrees. And, you know, I'm in the hood every day. Well, they are the reason why you are in the hood every day. You idiot.
They're the reason
they may not have,
fam.
right. They may not have had a direct type of blockage on you, but, you know, maybe you wouldn't have had to go so hard to get 2 medical degrees had your ancestors had a little ability to do things that same way. But, you know, you can't tell them everything because they don't want to they feel like they're taking the power back by saying the white person hasn't stopped me and I worked hard from the bottom and all of this. Is like, dude, congratulations, but that does not erase the fact that these things have been in place for years and that this is still ongoing.
I like really quick. I was just like, bro, you are one person.
I know.
How many black people
in history of ever?
Hey,
he's talking. Yeah, he represents all of us.
How many black people have stepped foot and walked on this land in this country? And
how many niggas
one person who felt like he made it to the crack?
How many niggas have medical degrees and couldn't vote though? Like,
right?
What are you talking about, man?
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't black doctors before they had rights. Like, what you talking about? Like, you think people was just like not doing medicine in Africa before that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. And like, what I like to, the way I look at it, like, he like, okay, how am I oppressed when I'm from the hood? I'm in the hood, whatever. Okay, right. You the hood, right? Okay, so. You seen Little Italy, you seen Koreatown, Chinatown. Show me Little Nigga Town. You little black town. Where Black Town at?
Where black? Where's he from?
He just Candace Owensville.
He from Satan. No, I ain't gonna say that.
I forgot where they were. I forgot where they were, but
be fried.
It's like, bro, you know how many people that had, you know, they were a good, I don't know, like great citizens and all of this stuff. They really did a lot for this country and they were killed because they wanted to just be a citizen, be free. Like Maceo Snipes, that was a World War II veteran and they lynched him for voting in Georgia.
You know how many people died so you could get a medical degree?
Exactly.
Like, you couldn't even go to the school you went to probably if the people didn't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
People had to, like, little girls had to go get attacked by grown men in real life. In real life, little girls were attacked by grown men. So you could go to college and get a medical, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and he's standing here like, it ain't no white person stopped me. Yeah, because your ancestors. That's you can thank your ancestors for that. Like, that is the most idiotic statement that I've ever heard.
That should be, yeah, something like that pissed me off, man. He's like historically black colleges just, it came out of nowhere because black people was like, hey fam, you know what? We want to get away from these white people. Like, nigga, no, they couldn't get into the colleges, fam, so they had to make their own.
It's such a disrespect.
You know
it's such a disrespect. Like how we were talking before about Wilmington, North Carolina, when you had all of these politicians, lawyers, and all of these black people, very strong, educated doctors. And, you know, white people felt threatened and came and took that whole building and told them niggas to get the fuck out. They went to school. They were lawyers. This was in Wilmington, North Carolina. It's called the White Independence or something like that. The White Declaration of Independence. Whenever they came and pretty much destroyed that building and told all of the doctors, lawyers, get the fuck out. You're no longer a part of this city. We're taking over the whole town. And it's in books. They've ripped the pages out. Like, if you go to Wilmington, North Carolina, and you try to find history about this, they've ripped the pages out. They don't want people to know what they did to those people. And it's fucked up. Those were highly educated black people. So, you know, your statement is a disrespect to them, as if, like, you know, they didn't do anything. Like, those people worked to get where they were, and they were stripped from them, all because they wanted to, you know, have a point of view or have opinions or just literally do their jobs.
Or just live their life and mind their business.
Right.
And you know the craziest part about that? They had medical degrees.
They had law degrees, medical degrees. Like, these were very educated black people, very educated.
It's just a fried concept to me when people be like, I'm black and I got money, so I'm black and I accomplished this. How am I oppressed? Like, you realize that you had to do twice as much, and you have to sit here and explain about it, which is in itself the oppression. Like, you have to explain that I'm doing this, which is supposed to be normal, fam. So obviously what you're doing is not normal because you're going against something, which is the fucking oppression.
It's just like the old saying, you're not grown if you got to tell people you're grown. So
yeah, exactly.
Like, if you got to sit there and preach to me about how you not oppressed, my brother.
Come on, son.
Come on now.
My brother on the fair of light skin on the inside. My brother, if you're trying to express that to me, you are oppressed.
Yeah.
And you in there and they telling you to stop yelling. You in here, if you were white, they would say, oh, he's so passionate about what he's talking about. But you in here saying, no white person, and they like, stop yelling.
Crazy, yeah.
Like,
crazy.
You can't even express yourself freely.
Do y'all think they're gonna like put that you think it's gonna pretty much be the red states? They're gonna be like, we're gonna oppose this, and then the other states is gonna be like, it's cool.
So
how do y'all think it's gonna go down?
So far as what, 15 states, right? So far?
Well, 15 states have proposed it, and I think like 5 or 6 have already passed it.
What?
Yeah, it's like I think Florida.
I got
Georgia
the map right
and
here.
Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, so Idaho, Utah, Arizona, Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, San Diego, South Dakota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Maine, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, West Virginia.
Those are all states I'm like nervous to go drive through by myself.
Hey, what is this for?
Those are the states that's passing the law or
critical race theory. Yes, that are banning critical race theory from public schools. Also, along with other discussions about racism.
Did you see the dude in Texas where he was like, I forgot the law. It's called SB something. I don't want to say the wrong name. And they were discussing it. And I guess the Democratic guy, he was like, okay, sir. So you do know that this law or this paper bill right here, it took out all 23 historical black figures out of the curriculum. He's like, yes. He's like, you do know that it took out all women. He's like, yes. He's like, you do know it took out Cesar Chavez. He's like, yes. It's like, so are you saying that in schools, they're going to take out all the historical black figures and leave? It was one dude that was in there that wasn't even American. And the dude couldn't answer the question at all. And it's just crazy how like that's still a discussion in 2021. Like right now.
So
they like, we're trying to take away history, take black people out of history, which like 6 months ago, they was, every commercial was like, we support black people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's ironic that it's like at the exact same time. Like it's like on TV.
Yeah,
like,
what happened to all of
people,
that?
We want black people, we giving black people jobs and we donating money to black areas and black business. And then like
you can go on no website without seeing Black Lives Matter in the middle of last
underneath
year.
it, it's like, we're gonna make a law to where you can't even learn about black people. like the things that actually affect everyday life or affect, you know what I'm saying? Affect our way of living aren't in the front. I mean, that's usually how it is, but they aren't at the forefront. You know, and it's just hilarious to me how
they're always gonna make some kind of like law or whatever. And
they be voting a lot of these laws like overnight too.
Listen,
like a lot of these laws they do overnight, so black people or like people in general, like the public, can't see it or can't watch it or whatever. You know, so like.
I mean, listen. When George Floyd died and we protested, they immediately started making laws and stuff about that. When Trump and Biden came down to the election and all that kind of stuff, and they knew that black people were going to be the ones to change the landscape of the political culture in the election, they immediately started instituting laws then. So for them to sit there and like try to like remove black history and sweep it under the rug as if it didn't happen, and we going to act like, you know, white people haven't been the source of all the negative things that went on in history, and they're trying to like remove it under our nose. Like that shit don't surprise me. Like,
yeah,
they'll never be able to get away from this ever. Like they could try, but you're not gonna be able to get away from it.
Hey, listen,
it's on purpose. It's on
hey,
purpose.
Yeah, it's on purpose. But the funny thing is, like, listen, you could remove it from the schools, but like the one thing that's different from the time that shit happening now is this thing called the internet, and the internet don't forget shit.
Well,
at all.
It's really good at tricking people, though. I cannot stress this enough about how, like I told you guys, you go on YouTube, you type in critical race theory, and what comes up is a bunch of nonsense conservative BS.
Right.
The very first video is PragerU, and PragerU is a super conservative propaganda YouTube thing that posts videos. You could get tricked really easy if you don't pay attention. And the critical race theory stuff started with Trump in 2020 of September. He signed an executive order directing agencies to cancel funding for programs that mentioned white privilege or critical race theory. Biden came in and took that away. And then a conservative think tank called the Heritage Foundation, which they're very good at propaganda. You know what I mean? They started doing this all across, going at states, attacking school boards because they consider school boards soft targets for information, because no one really pays attention to the school boards. And so that's why there's all these fights against ethnic study courses in high schools. They're doing the critical race theory things, and they're trying to get school board seats, and that they've been protesting outside of school boards and stuff like that, because they think
it really doesn't matter what they do, though, because a lot of what we're learning anyways is through people educating you by word of mouth. It's not anything that no one even taught you in school. I spent like 2 hours explaining to my trainer, who was in her 60s, what the fuck Juneteenth even was in the middle of training. Like, so it's not like
she been alive longer than all of us.
I'm talking about way longer. And she's like, well, no, I just really want to know. And I'm like, no problem. Grab a seat. You know what I mean? And it's just like funny to me because, I mean, you don't even have to go back that far. I mean, 1898, they had the Caucasian newspaper where it was like blatantly saying niggers are not allowed in our government and stuff like that. Like,
you went back hella far, fam. You gotta go back to 1960.
But that's not that far.
1950, fam. Yeah, 1950. They still alive. Nigga, you gotta remember, Trump was born in 1940 something. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's still not that far back, though. When you really think about it, it's still not that far back at all.
What?
Even if you bring up stuff from the 1900s, I mean, that's only 2 years off from the 1990s. So it's not that old. You feel me? At all. So good luck. Like I said, good luck.
You know what's weird is that, like, you have like that family, that big giant group of family in Georgia that's building their own like black town and stuff like that, and Black City and all that stuff. And it's so weird how their whole reasoning is because white people don't want them, near them or using anything of theirs and all that kind of stuff. But then it's like when they go out to try to like do their own thing, it's like, oh, that's racist. Like, you don't want white people around. Like, why don't you want white people around? You guys are racist. And it's like,
I mean, yeah, that's been the
children in Georgia still have to pass by cotton fields, and it still stores up plantation. When I go home, it's still.
We've been on that for 4 years, fam. Yeah, that's the thing now. Oh, you support yourself? That's racist. You support yourself and not what I'm trying to do right
now. You're gonna build your own house instead of using this house that I let get run down and stuff, and I wanted to sell it to you.
You're not gonna buy the wood from me? That's racist.
No,
it's a lie. Like I said, like in Georgia, there's stuff still up. Even they use a lot of church Christianity, and they like mix
Christianity with
politicians. They mix let me finish. But they mix Christianity with like political campaigns. So when you're driving down to my hometown, on one side is Jesus Christ pointing at you, and on the other side is Donald Trump, and that's a real fucking billboard that I drove by. Like it's all.
Oh, yeah, that's Georgia. That sounds like Georgia. Yeah, that sounds like Georgia.
That sounds like some South. Hey man, religion.
And they got the plantation exhibit right after that.
Right after
Christianity
that.
specifically.
And they flipped that plantation into a gas station, and niggas is going in here and like, can I get 10 on pump 4? Like, oh my god, we got to do something. We got to do something ASAP. You want 10 on pump 4 at the plantation? Oh my.
Yeah, come on and fill up at Plantation Petroleum.
But it's funny because my mother took me to a restaurant, and I told her, I said, this looks like a white-only restaurant, but it's white servers, and everybody's nice, and they're greeting you, but in the kitchen, all the niggas, and the food is nigga food. It's soul food. And it was the best customer service I ever had in my life. I thought it was so... I was like, it's so funny how this Southern thing is, because they'll get along while they're around each other, but they go home and it's a whole different thing. Like, my server could have been a wizard, all I know. You know what I mean?
I'm dead. So real quick, how do y'all think that critical race theory thing gonna end? How do y'all think, like, what the conclusion? Or you think it's gonna be one of them things where obviously they're gonna be bickering about it forever, but
yeah.
What do you think, like, this big surge of media attention and fucking laws and
it's going to continue till we hit 2024 and Trump runs again, and you got Trump and Biden going at it.
I was going to say that. Do y'all think that's what it is? Y'all think it's like, it's all of these things is just a build up till...
Well, no, the Republicans are, I'm sorry, but it's really a political game. So they
putting the chess move in
2022. They need power still. It's all about the power thing. So it's going to continue. It will not stop.
Yeah, I agree. It is chess. A lot of chess moves going on. It seems like, they're setting it up for something else.
My bad. What'd you say? My bad.
No, I was agreeing with what you said about the whole chess thing. It does seem like that. Like they making moves for the big move,
Try to king that motherfucking
It's scary.
And it's also about maintaining, racial power too, and being racist. I mean, anything that's racist and helps them politically and that's who they are now. They're extreme white nationalist fascists. The Democrats are the new Republicans of economically conservative, and they use somewhat, they wave the pride flag while they do it.
And they put their kente cloths on, and it's all.
We're in a different time. That's what I mean. Is normal is not normal. It's a new day and age.
It's a new normal. It's a new shift
landscape.
Pray for us.
I know. I think that's a good way to end it right there, though. Now, you ain't never lied on that.
It's a lot, but Boop.
Boop. It's your boy GDQ Activated Podcast.
It's your boy Real Walter Ford.
Busy Balboa.
Man, fuck the government and these fuckers, man. But it's your boy Mac 2301.
Activated Podcast, man. Y'all be blessed. Happy Father's Day. Happy belated Juneteenth. Arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor.
Hey, man, I'm black and I'm proud.
Boo.